the attorney's office this morning.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Hell yeah. Bring me with you.
We're not talking about it, but on the
Okay.
podcast, but yes.
Well, you look great.
Oh, thank you. I know. Thanks.
Oh.
Yeah, you're live, by the way. Your show started.
Shit.
Okay, great. Hi.
Hey.
Good morning. Hi. How is everybody doing today?
Welcome.
So glad that you guys are here with us in our little cocoon of podcast trust and love and warmth.
Ew. I hate it. I tried to love it. I tried. I don't like it.
Good morning, everybody. I think the best part was for like the last 3 minutes. I was watching everybody in the feed comment because we weren't live yet, but I could see their conversations.
I was just reading them too.
Yeah, it was so fun because we don't really get to do that part. Like
we don't get to spy on you.
Yeah, well, because everybody gets to see and hear us all the time, right? But like this was nice because it was like, ooh, we're
What's
watching
going on?
them. Yeah, it was fun. It was
Beth,
really nice.
we're thinking about you. Anyway.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Take It or Leave It. I am one of your hosts who has half of the brain, Meredith Masony.
And I'm your other one, filling in the rest of the brain power, Tiffany Jenkins. This podcast will discuss all things marriage, motherhood, everything in between. Please remember, we're not professionals at anything you may actually need, though. So any advice we give you, you can take
or leave because it might be crap. On today's episode of Take It or Leave It, we're catching up because last week, Tiffany was out with Chloe at her cheer comp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So amazing. It was so amazing. What a enriching experience for everyone.
Whoa. What is the ding-donging in my ears? Did you hear it?
No, Meredith. You might want to get that checked out.
Did you really not hear it?
Nobody heard a ding dong except for you ding dong.
There was a big old ding dong in my ear. Okay.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. Where do you get those at?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so let's catch up about the cheer competition. How did it go? Where was it? Was it so fun-ish?
I'm trying to choose my words very carefully because I don't know what the future will hold.
Great. I love
that. As far as my child and her desires to continue in this sport, if you will, I would like to just share my experience as a grown-up person, of a parent, of someone who's competing. They don't need to compete this young. I don't think they need to compete this young. I think it is so fucked up. I understand that there's lessons in there about winning and losing. I understand that. I get it. Like I do. But to have your kids say all of that effort for nothing, all of that hard work for nothing when they don't make the top 5. And then having to explain like, no, that's not the point of cheer. The point of cheer is not to win. The point of cheer is to create a family and to get healthy and to have a team and work together. But what's the point if we don't win? Right. I hear you. Like, to be in an arena full of crying girls, it just was like such a bummer. And it's hard because you want to blame somebody for making your baby cry. You know what I mean? And it's like, she can't blame herself because she tried her best. So who are we blaming? The motherfucking coaches. Ooh. That's who we're blaming. We're blaming the coaches. Ooh. We're blaming
coming in hot.
We're blaming the judges. We're blaming the mat.
Other 8-year-old girls.
Other 8-year-olds. who maybe practice a little harder. I don't know. All I know,
Mm.
here's the thing, is how do you explain that? There's 4 practices a week, 2 hours per practice, for it to just, for you to get to this place and then find out you didn't make it and then have a long ride home with a car full of crying girls who are beating themselves up thinking they're not good enough. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I know that there's a lesson. Like, you can't always win, and working hard pays off, but also sometimes working hard doesn't pay off the way you want it to. And I guess that's a lesson in itself, but it was fun. The excitement, the teamwork, the doing your makeup together, doing your hair together. We went to Islands of Adventure, which was super fun also. But as far as the competition itself, I wouldn't be upset if Chloe said she never wanted to do competition cheerleading again. I wouldn't be upset. It's devastating.
Yeah. So here's what I'll tell you. I don't know that it gets easier. I don't think it's just because they're 8. Right? Like, we just did this with Sophia, right? With basketball, with being cut from the fall team, being cut from the winter team. Luckily, she hung around enough and worked hard enough that the coach, gave her a shot to come up to JV, and she's, played in 4 games now, and she actually made her first basket Tuesday night. And everybody was screaming and cheering, and it was amazing. So there are those moments that you get in there that are just wonderful. And then there are the moments. Last week they lost, and they were bummed. But I think you're right, because there's lessons in all of it. I think 8 is young for any type of like intense, fierce competition. I don't know that it's necessary. People will argue and they'll say, well, it's necessary because if they're going to do this later, they need to be prepared. And it's like, well, how prepared do you really need to be at 8 for much of anything? Really?
Right.
I mean, it's, life shouldn't be that serious at 8. Should be rather carefree. So I think there's, I think it's way blown out of proportion what they expect kids to be doing at these ages. I think everybody should just relax.
Okay, so this is really weird. But I know people can't see this, but I have to talk about this because it's something I've recently discovered about myself, and it's a problem, and I need solutions.
Oh,
okay. My cat. And it's going to make me sound like a terrible person. I'm fully aware of it, but this is new. I'm talking the past couple of weeks. My cat, I don't know if you can see, has allergies and leaks out of his eye.
Oh, yeah. That's a normal cat thing.
Yeah. My OCD is fully inflamed whenever my cat comes around me, because my cat wants to boot me with his eye boogers.
Oh, he's wiping them off on you?
No, not on purpose, but it's what happens. And Meredith, I'll cry if I see it on me. And I can't recoil every time my cat wants a pet, but it triggers my disgust OCD like nothing else. And it makes me want to push the cat out of the house.
Okay, so they have sprays that you can buy at the pet store or on Amazon or whatever. You spray it onto like a little washcloth. They're like Tear whatever Be Gone or something. If you can't do it, have one of the kids wipe the cat's eyes.
It's so hard to get it off, and it doesn't. And when it comes off, it just regenerates.
It will, but that's what I'm saying. As a once a day thing, make one of the kids do it. But the Tear stuff is what, if you spray it on the rag, that's what helps it come off.
Okay.
Because it de-goos it.
Oh God.
I know, but if you can't do it, have one of the kids do it. So Daphne, my dog that died, was terrible with that. And we had to buy a spray, and I had to put it on a washcloth and wipe it, because some animals just are worse than others with whether it's allergies or whatever, but it's icky and
Okay.
gross. I get that. But like if you can't do it, make one of the kids do it because that's an easy job they could do. And they probably would like it.
I don't know
No.
that it would be an easy job or they would like it. It
Why?
sounds like pinning down a cat and wiping its
you
eye.
just hold the cat's face.
I don't know, but I feel bad because PETA's the boopiest of all the boops, and PETA just wants lovin' and will literally come and like punch you with his head to get some lovins, and I can't. These past couple of weeks, it's been so disgusting to me. I don't
Well, the
even
weather
want.
change is probably what's causing it.
I feel so bad. I don't want to be like this. I want to love my babies, but I don't know. But that's a good solution. Maybe just keep it clean. Maybe that'll help. Maybe.
Yeah, they got to be wiped once a day.
I wouldn't be like this with my kids, just to be clear. I don't know that my disgust OCD would kick in with my children. I can't imagine it kicking in with them.
It
But
happens with me.
it
Which
happens
I find rude.
with other people's children. Like if I see someone else's kid like wiping their nose or picking their nose and then wiping it on their clothes, I'm like, don't sit on my couch. You're standing the whole time. Like I can't. It's boogers for me. It's like anything's. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Well, thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, everyone, but I needed a solution, and I believe you provided one.
Yeah, just Google like pet tears. So I'll find it because I've bought it a bunch of times.
Did you get that shirt from White House Black Market?
I did. How'd you know
I have the same exact one.
Do you?
I swear. What in the crossover is going on right now?
I got this for a conference many a moon ago.
Yes, I went in for a conference. I said I have a
Yeah.
conference, and this is the
must
outfit
be
the lady
conference
picked.
shirt.
She picked it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
That is funny because you wouldn't normally ever catch me in an actual shirt. You know, I'd still be in my jams, but we have an appointment right after this that we have to skedaddle to.
I thought you were going to say you would never catch me in a shirt you would wear. And I was going to say that must be their go-to because what are the chances?
So easy now. Because this was years ago that I bought them. They literally come in wipes.
Makes sense.
There you go. They're called Angel Eyes or hyperallergenic pet wipes. I mean, you can literally just Google that.
Tear stain remover for dogs?
No, just get these tear stain wipes or any of those will be just fine. Okay. Pet eye wipes, $5.49. Done. Arrives
Where?
Right on the Amazon. I just Googled it. Just Google in pet eye wipes for dogs and cats, and it's literally $5.49. Yeah, easy peasy. And then
you must have discount Amazon because I got some. You know what? We could do this later, guys. We could do this later.
We could. We won't. You won't for sure.
Angel Eyes is $10.89.
We're not getting that one. I've already got it. It's in my cart.
I was just gonna ask, do people come here to actually get a show?
No.
Dave said, do people come here to actually get a show?
No. Nobody comes here for that bullshit. All right. Continue to check out. Hold on. I just got to change the address.
Meredith, you really don't have to do this.
Continue.
Like, you really, really don't have to.
Yeah, right. Okay. Delivering to change delivery address. It's just because you're so annoying, you know? It's just so annoying. Tiffany Jenkins, deliver to this address. Place your order. Done. Okay. Can we do the show now? Is there a way that we can do the show now?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Guys, it was an emergency for my mental illness.
Dave, will you take this quickly?
I'm sorry, everyone.
Sorry. The vet is calling. Just check to see if I don't know if they're just checking on the dog or what, but sorry.
It's okay.
I had to take the dog into the vet yesterday.
Oh no, is everything okay?
No, apparently. So Kiki has been hobbling. So Kiki's been hobbling for the last like week or so, 2 weeks, maybe 3. Let's be honest. It's been a bit. And I thought she sprained something in the yard because she doesn't cry. And if you touch her leg, she doesn't make any noises.
Okay.
So I was like, it can't be that bad, right? So the hobbling got pretty bad. I took her in and they did an x-ray and there's potential, they said, that she might have elbow dysplasia, which is something that she could have just been born with. And as she's growing, it's causing a problem now because I guess as the dogs grow and get bigger and the bones get longer or whatever. But the vet was like, if she doesn't stop the hobbling and, she may need orthoscopic surgery to shave the bone down so that it doesn't like grind.
No way.
Yeah. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it like, because it could happen to anybody. Like it could just like a person, it could happen any animal. Like it's just like when you grow and the bone is a little bit wonky, it like causes arthritis and all sorts of other stuff. And I was like, so this is why she's hobbling? And she's like, yeah, I think so. So they put her on pain meds for 2 weeks. And after the 2 weeks, she's walking around and she's fine, there could have just been inflammation in it. If not, they have to send it away to a doggy radiologist who reads it and then will either refer you to surgery or whatever.
Jeez Louise.
And I was like, wait a minute. No. I was like, how much is orthoscopic surgery for a dog?
Right.
Like, I can't even. So I don't know. But of course, if it's what's required, then of course we're going to do it. But
right.
it's just ridiculous because it's like, I can't take anything else right now, especially in the month of December.
I know. It
Like,
feels like everybody I care about is going through the craziest shit. Cars breaking down.
Just, of course it happens in December, right? Because you've got
Exactly.
the holidays, you've got the whatever. We used to have care credit, Rebecca. We may actually still have care credit. We do. Dave is shaking his head. We got it when Daphne years and years ago needed surgery. We got care credit. Oh yeah, I used it for my teeth too because I couldn't afford my dentist bills. Yeah, so we still have a care credit card, but it's always December, right? Like yesterday, I literally was at the dentist's office with the kids for over 3 hours. Sophia got her braces off. Brian was getting his consult to get his braces put on.
Oh my gosh.
It was $900 before I left the office with her final payment, his down payment, her retainer payment.
That's so crazy.
Then I take the dog to the vet, $347.
Ew.
I was just like, I need it to stop. I need it to stop. I haven't even done the like Christmas. We decided the kids were just getting, they just asked for cash. So we told them what.
Oh, you lucky son of a biscuit.
So they're each getting cash, but I'm still doing stockings for each of the kids, which I haven't purchased a single thing for stockings yet. I haven't done the nieces and nephews gifts yet, which are all going to be sent through Amazon. Let's be honest. Because
let's just not do gifts for each other.
Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't getting you anything.
You did just now. You got me eye wipes. So I'll send you arthritis medication for your dog and we'll call it even.
Okay, but I bet mine is more expensive. So anyway, you would be spending more on my gift.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. Okay, dingbat. So anyway, it's always December, right? Because you're thinking about all of the things that you have to do and everything that has to get ready and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, oh
hold
my
on.
God.
I want to see how this happens because somebody's convinced they could put just an arm in. And it's not. It's not. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God. I just spilled it everywhere, Meredith. Can you see this?
What? No, because it's like a delay. Oh, you're grabbing coffee.
Why is there a delay?
There's a delay. Huh? Dave says there's a man at your house.
There is a man at my house who just made me some delicious iced coffee so that I can say words into a microphone properly.
No, not yet.
We were talking about this last night about how, because I was out of iced coffee and I needed some, and he was going to be coming when we were recording already, and how he was going to get it in. And I was like, they're going to see you. They're going to see you.
Mm.
And he was convinced that he could do just an arm, and he did it.
He did just an arm. Yes.
We're not ready for a reveal, although I did put him in a snippet of him in a video, and the internet went wild.
Yep, already saw it. Saw that. Mm-hmm.
And then people were confused and thought it was Flip, and they're like, why is he kissing you so romantically?
That would be weird. And
Yeah.
that would cause a lot of problems for you.
That would be weird. I was like, there are two men in this video. One of them is my podcast co-host, Flip Adam, and the other one is not Flip Adam.
No other explanation required.
Yeah. We're keeping things under wraps for a little while.
So, speaking of love interests, Matthias is coming home for the holiday break, and he is bringing his, I don't know if she's considered his girlfriend, because I guess they don't use labels anymore, like boyfriend, girlfriend, because kids are stupid, but they're dating for sure, because when I Life 360 him, he's not in his bed in his dorm.
Oh my gosh, Meredith.
So he's in a different bed in a different dorm.
You don't know that he's in a bed.
Well, at 3 a.m., what are you doing? Dance party?
Studying, probably.
Studying. Yeah, okay, Tiff. They're studying anatomy. So,
oh my God.
So the question came up on my live yesterday, because I said, or not yesterday, the day before, I said, Matthias is coming home and he's bringing his female companion.
It's a weird way to put it.
They were like, so of course the first question is, where's she going to sleep? That's the first question the internet wants to bring me.
The internet was asking that.
Yeah. Dave says a hotel. So, and of course, I was like, look, I am under no illusion as to what is going on. I get it. They're in college. He's over 18. And so somebody was like in the feed, they were like, well, it's your house, it's your rules. And just because he's over 18 doesn't mean you have to allow them to stay in the same room or do this or do that. And one woman was like, I would never allow my children under my roof to stay in the same, have a boyfriend or girlfriend stay in the same room.
A fighter.
And I was like, I get that. I see that. I understand both perspectives on it. I, however, am not going to fight that battle.
Right.
Like, I know they're sleeping in the same bed in college.
Right.
I can hear her when he calls me on the phone and she's snuggled up next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I think when they come here to visit that I'm going to separate them and they're not going to end up in the same bed in the middle of the night and then separately again in the morning? I mean, come on.
Right. I'm with you.
So I was like, so last night we cleaned up his room. I changed the sheets. We set the room up. And I was like, yeah, they're going to stay in the same room. Like, I mean, I'm not like, this is what do you want? Like, and people are like, well, that's a bad example to set. And I'm like, what example am I setting?
See, I don't like people's opinions.
He's grown up.
Did you ask? Did you ask for opinions?
No, I didn't ask for opinions. People were asking me what I was going to do, and I didn't really discuss it. I just said, I just basically said what I said before. I'm under no illusion that they're sleeping separately elsewhere. Like, it is what it is. Now, I will ask this question to my husband, who's across the room. What happens when Sophia is a freshman in college and she brings a boy home?
Oh.
Do you want to get on the mic for that? Because I feel like this is going to be
it can't be different. It can't be.
I feel like it's going to be a different rule. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see what he has to say. Hold on. He's prepping.
Okay.
He's cocking a shotgun.
Can you ask that again?
We are allowing Matthias's girlfriend to sleep in his room when he comes home from college. Are you going to allow Sophia's boyfriend to sleep in her room when they come home from college?
Okay. So there's a lot here.
It doesn't seem like a lot.
There's a lot. Now, I want to start this with when he asked if she could come, what was the first thing I said to you?
I don't know. What was the first thing?
I turned to you and I said, where are they going to sleep?
Uh-huh.
What are you okay with? I will support whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you said what you said, I'm going to be honest, I was surprised.
Really?
I was. I thought you were going to make him sleep in our bed and put her in his room.
Make him sleep in our bed?
Okay. The other thing is, I think what's important is I don't go home. I never went home a lot. They were you when you leave, you're an adult, right? You become an adult. Yes, you're a young adult, so you're an idiot and all those things. But there were so many rules and requirements and specific expectations about how everything was to be done. I just chose to not go.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed away. I don't want that for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I want him to feel like he wants to come here, like he wants to bring people here. I mean, he came over Thanksgiving, and of all the friends, they came and stayed at our house twice. They were here 3 nights, and they stayed here twice. I don't want it to be thought of as a free-for-all when you're here, and I don't think it is thought of that.
No.
But there's definitely an environment where they're all comfortable and willing to come here and be here.
All right, so get to the question. If it's Sophia,
hold on a minute. We parented him already to be responsible and make good choices. It's on him now. We'll be here to support and celebrate, but the choices are his.
Love it.
Sophia is going to live with us forever, so she's not going to school, so this is not an issue.
Okay.
She came home yesterday. Some boy was hitting on her at some school event.
Yeah. She's in 10th grade, honey.
What kind of shit is that?
Wait, so is Dave in denial? Like, is he not even going to acknowledge the possibility that she's going to bring a boyfriend home from college?
I don't know what he's doing, but what's going to happen is the same thing, because each kid is going to be treated exactly the same.
Interesting.
And that's what's going to happen. So he can feel however he wants, but if we are going to extend the
invitation
idea or the invitation of we want you here and we are going to welcome you and whomever you bring home with you.
I love
that
it.
goes for each of our children. Right, Dave?
Yes.
Right, Dave?
Yes.
That was a very, very quiet whisper.
Look, I got to be honest. I know Sophia. Let me say this carefully. I know the stock that Sophia came from.
Are we talking about your balls right now?
No.
What does that mean? The stock she came from?
You're looking at her on your screen.
Stock, as in like livestock, as in.
I know where she came from.
Okay.
Who produced her?
Got it. Okay.
I know who influenced her personality. So Meredith looked at me the other day. It's like, your daughter's so mean. I was like, I don't know where she gets it. It's a shock. Like, I don't know where she learned that. For her to bring someone home, that poor bastard's been through some shit.
He deserves a comfortable bed. You might offer him yours.
like, I love her. She's so sweet. And now it's been incredible with the confidence that she's been having and developing.
Cute.
She's not taking shit from anyone.
Love.
So, she's talked about boys, and she's really only had one crush.
Say his name. No, I'm just kidding.
No, and this guy is the second one. She's had other guys that have liked her, but she's not cared for any of them. So I'll respect that. I'll support it. And I have enough points. I can get him a hotel room when they come visit.
Okay. I just think the bottom line is we want to have a home where our kids want to come visit. And
Cute.
the door, what is it? The light, we'll leave the light on. Motel 6, motel, whatever. Is it?
Yeah.
We'll leave the light on. Like we want them to come home. We want them to be here and celebrate holidays with us and do things. And then when they grow up and have kids of their own, we want to go and make it easier for them and go visit them at their houses so that, they don't have to cart kids around. And we want to be able to do all of those things. Like I've said it many times. My retirement goal and dream is to just be a fucking kick-ass grandma.
I think
all I want.
One of the big things, the reason for kids, come from college and being put in different rooms, it's respect for the parents. And I get that. I also feel there needs to be a level of respect for the kid.
Yeah. It's not a kid. That's the issue.
And
they're adults
for the child. And
I agree.
The young adult, again, it's not, let's have a free for all over here. We're not sitting here buying kegs and letting everyone come and hang out, and that we're not doing any of that. But they can come here and they can be kids, and they can know that they'll be safe, and they can come to us if there's a problem.
I love it. I love that.
That's it.
I support it. I support your decision.
And here's the thing. You cannot agree. And I say you, meaning anybody who listens to this cannot agree, but you're not the parent and you're not paying any of these bills and you don't live here. And you can have the opinion that you have. And in your home, you can choose whatever rules you choose.
I know the things that.
And suck it.
I know the things that we did while parents were home. I know the things that we did while parents were in the room. I know the things we did while things were going on. No, I'm just saying, right?
I know the things we did on the kitchen table. I know the things we did bent over the fridge.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's
all right.
It's the whole argument from schools. I guess in the 80s, 90s, are you gonna choose to teach safe sex or abstinence? Go ahead, teach them abstinence. See how many kids get pregnant, right? I mean, well,
we know firsthand how many got pregnant because they taught abstinence at our high school, and we had a portable where the teenage mothers would drop their kids off during the school day for daycare.
Wow, that's cool.
That's cool. Well, it was. It was a program, and it was. I'm not kidding. Like there were strollers going through the hall with girls' babies in them, and they weren't hidden. Right. Like, it was just like these, there were girls in high school that had babies and and they had to rotate through. And so like when one had a free period, they had to go in and watch the other kids' babies and vice versa and whatever. So that I think it's great because the goal was for them to finish high school. But, teaching abstinence is, I think it's a tough thing to do when kids are going to do what they do. And instead you could just be like, this is what safe sex is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a tough one. Not for me. I'm going to choose safe sex every time.
Yeah.
To promote and discuss over abstinence. But once again, it's your decision as a parent, how you're going to choose to do that. I sent him to school with a box of 500 condoms.
Jesus, I feel like that's excessive.
It was whatever Amazon had the largest box of. It was a big brown.
Oh, you meant you sent him to college?
Yes, with a big box.
Okay, because for a minute I was confused. You sent him to school with a 500 condoms.
College.
The wrong message.
Yeah. college. Because I also sent him with a first aid kit. I sent him with
Yeah, no, that makes sense to send him to college.
I sent him with Narcan.
Love it.
I sent him with what I
Aw.
believed was going to be.
I love that, Meredith.
Look, I'm not going to stick my head in the sand and pretend like I don't know the shit that's going on. There is a massive opioid crisis in our country. And if we do not pay attention, these kids, we will lose kids because we felt like it was improper or inappropriate to discuss or uncomfortable to discuss overdose or what they're doing or this or that. You can get Narcan at pretty much every pharmacy.
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. You can get it anywhere. And if it's going to save somebody's life, is it not worth the uncomfortable conversation? So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pretend like this shit isn't happening.
You know, I
Clip that.
I spoke to an EMT, and he said when they administer Narcan, sometimes they don't typically give the full dose. They give just enough to bring the person back, but not to make them know that they lost their high or whatever. I don't know how it works.
Oh, I don't know.
Because then they get angry.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, we give just enough to stop, but not enough to get beat up. And I don't understand how you do that. This is not a medical show. This is not medical advice. I have no idea what it meant. I just thought it was kind of interesting. He's like, oh yeah, we give just enough.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
people get mad.
Yeah.
When you save their life and their high wears off, for sure. I think that's great. And I think that if you feel that, well, we can talk about it off air. I think there's a message there, Meredith, and I think it's just powerful what you said. I don't know that a lot of parents would think to send their kids with Narcan, thinking that it was promoting drug use, but it might just save your college buddy.
How do you know it's not the friend who comes in and is overdosed? How do you know it's not you have no look. I grew up in a household where it was ruled by fear. I hid things because I didn't want to get in trouble. I went off to school and was like, oh my God, there's no rules here. And, it was insane. I'm not going to raise my kids that way. I'm not going to raise them with with fear. They will be raised to respect and be empathetic and kind and compassionate and know that when they fuck up, we will be there to support them and help them through. But I'm going to give them the tools that they need. I'm going to give them the tools that they need. And if one of the tools that they need these days is Narcan because of the fucking opioid crisis that exists globally, but it is rampant in the United States, that's what I'm going to do. Once again, my house, my rules, my choice, my fucking kid. But I urge you to do your homework and be supportive and say, this could save, maybe not. And if you want to believe your kid would never do drugs, okay, maybe the roommate. But I'm a firm believer as a parent, never fucking say never. Because your kid will go nevering all day and all night. So I will not say that my kid will never, because my kid probably has and probably will. So that's, that's what I believe.
All right. I'm clipping those. I added markers. I think we need to make a clip out of that. I think that.
What are your thoughts on it? Because obviously.
Yeah, you need Narcan sometimes.
No, I'm just saying.
If anybody knows about Narcan, it's you, Crackerella.
Okay. Crackerella? Wow.
So I don't usually speak about my opinion about this, and but I will. I think it saves lives. I think it is. I actually worked with some of the cops that arrested me back in the day. They ended up circling back around once they saw what I was doing. And
Nice.
yeah, it was very cool. I ended up working with them to try to get Narcan in places where it wouldn't normally be, like in the clinics at schools, and kind of to so here's the thing that the cops were struggling with in my conversations with them is that because addicts know that Narcan exists, they feel like they have a get out of heaven free card or get out of hell free card,
Right.
but they could use as much as they want and there will be something to bring them out of it. So it kind of makes them a little bit more rebellious with their choices, knowing that there's this safety net. So there was a concern about whether or not it promotes worse drug use or whether or not it actually helps, which I have no opinion on. But if there is something there that can save somebody's life, like an EpiPen, why not fucking use it?
Yeah. I mean, I can see it like being, oh, well, I'm going to do these drugs, but I've got Narcan, so it's cool. But also, I mean, so what? You just have somebody who sits there with the Narcan who's sober? Because if everybody's fucked up,
right?
I mean, who's administering this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Well,
don't know that's.
And then we were trying to come up with ideas because there was a certain amount of Narcan that the government gets or whatever to use on people who are out there overdosing. And so they're like trying to come up with some kind of program like, okay, if you have to be Narcaned more than 3 times in your life, the 4th time you're automatically sentenced to a rehab program. Like,
well,
like,
yeah, I think that that's a great idea.
Yeah, implementing something like if the police have documented that they have Narcan you 3 times within the past 6 months, then your choices are to go to jail for a year or to go to a rehab program. Like, and I think that would be beneficial if they were able to somehow keep track of it and then,
well, they have to be keeping track of it once because it's a drug that's being administered.
Right.
So they are, for sure. I think that's a really good idea.
Right. I just don't know how it shows up on people's records or if it just shows up on the individual case files. But if there was a way to tally it, you know what I mean? I think it would be genius. And that was, my suggestion is like, okay, well, what if after a certain amount of times, like you give them a choice? Because I know that you have to really want it in order to fight for your life. And so to have somebody Narcan you and then say, okay, now you have to go to rehab, that doesn't mean you're going to get clean. But if you have a choice between jail and rehab and, you choose the rehab thinking it's the easy way out and then you go back, then you're violating your probation and you have to go to jail anyway. But you're off the streets, and then it's that thing of, well, now the people are paying to feed this person 3 times a day in jail with the tax money and shit. And so how is that fair? And there's a whole bunch of, I don't know what you would call it, politics that comes with it. But I think that they should definitely find a way to cap it. And if you're Narcaned a certain amount of times, then there has to be consequences. And not that, or you don't get Narcaned anymore. If they find you on the street, they look at something like a DNR and then don't do it. But I think you have to be taken off of the streets and put somewhere if you cannot be left to your own devices that many times.
Yeah, it's definitely a serious topic that people should be discussing. And I think it gets brushed under the rug quite a bit because it's uncomfortable, right? People don't want to have that conversation. And they surely don't want to talk about, well, who's going to pay for these people because they've become a problem.
Right.
And then you really, when you listen to people and it's like there's no empathy. Well, why don't they have jobs and why are on the streets anyway? And why are they whatever? And it's like, holy shit,
But
like
it's valid. I mean, those are all valid and I get it.
But they're humans.
Right.
So we have to, like it's very touchy. It's very touchy, but
that's why people, I think, want, and this might sound braggadocious and I really don't mean it to, but I think that's why it's important for like that's why I keep getting hired at these speaking gigs to go in and talk to all the police officers and all the judicial people who get jaded day after day, seeing these people come through their court systems over and over and over again. who feel like, what the hell is the point? Why am I wasting my time? Then somebody like me comes and is like, hey, I get it. I understand why you would think that it was a waste of money and a waste of time, but my life today is incredible. I've raised 2 beautiful children. I have a home. I have a car. I have a career. I am paying my taxes. I'm giving back to the community. And all of that is possible because there was people who didn't give up on me,
Right.
who did see something in me and were willing to fight alongside of me to get myself back. And so if you could just, cling to a little bit of hope that maybe that person you're talking to isn't going to get it today or next week, but a seed is being planted with each conversation, and you don't know when it's going to bloom or if you'll ever get to see it bloom, but just know that the seeds matter.
Yeah, I love that. And that's why I think it's wonderful when you go and you do those speaking engagements, because you are changing lives, not just with the people who read your book and their families and those individuals who get clean as a result of it, but through legislation and the justice system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. So it's very, 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 very important. And I think it's wonderful what you do, because it every day it's you might not know it, but it is changing lives.
It's not just me though. It's every single person who has made it through something that other people thought they couldn't, that is willing to share their story. That's the shit that makes the world go round. That's the stuff that gives people hope.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Yep. No, that's good. I did not know what we were going to end up heavily on Narcan today.
Yeah, me
so
either.
Weird.
That it needed to go that way though.
I guess. Yeah. I guess that's what it was supposed to be eventually about. Isn't it funny?
Welcome to Take It or Leave It. Everything from Amazon to Narcan.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Well, you
Amazon
can get your Narcan.
dog wipes.
Yeah, you can get your Narcan on Amazon. So
Along with your dog wipes.
Along with your dog wipes. Cat eye booger wipes, whatever.
I think I just want to say also after this episode, like, absolutely don't just go to Amazon and order Narcan and think, oh, I can get high and get out of it with this. I think you need to look up and research everything that, there is to know about Narcan, whether you're using or someone you love is using, like knowing what the side effects are, knowing what the purpose of it is, how to administer it. I don't think there's anything wrong with having that information. Just make sure that you have the information before using it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's important. All of it is important. And
drugs are bad, okay?
Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs. Hugs, not drugs.
Hugs, not drugs. Mouth hugs.
What?
Oh yeah.
Dave.
What was the dare?
Drug abuse resistance education.
There you go. Drug abuse resistance education. There you go. Dare to be better.
I won an award for an essay in Dare.
No. No.
Fuck you.
What grade?
I don't know. It was elementary school.
I love that.
I won an award for the best essay about why drugs are bad.
Ooh. Oh man. Was it signed Crackarella?
So stupid. So stupid. Join us next week.
Oh my God, I just died. For another episode of Take It
or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast hosted by 2 struggling moms
named Crackarella and Meredith, who have no idea what we're doing. Oh my God, I'm crying.
We love you. Goodbye.
Oh, that was too much. I love how you threw that in at the end that you won an award.
I really did. I still have the essay. I'll find it.
Oh my